Wow, that's cool. Did that really happen?
That's cool. Can we keep watching that?
Yeah, I know. He plays a hero on TV, and now he's helping real heroes, American heroes, in real life.
Milo Ventimiglia is working with the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America on their new crusade to help vets transition back to civilian life. And his own dad is a Vietnam vet. Milo, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
So your own dad went to Vietnam and came home, and now you're trying to help the friends and loved ones of other vets who come home, help them transition back to civilian life. What's so hard for veterans, maybe for your own dad?
Wasn't so much for my own dad. I think my dad had a pretty level head when he got back from Vietnam, or at least the stories that I've heard him say. But if you think about the current situation, the conflicts in the Middle East, the guys are coming back and they've got PTSD, they have traumatic brain injuries, and it's sometimes hard for the families that are here to understand what they've been through, what exactly their life had been for the past 7 months when they were on deployment, or a year when they've been on deployment. And I think what the guys at the IAVA are trying to do is spread the word to the families, to the community of America, that these guys have some sensitivity coming home, and we need to kind of like work together, band together, and help the transition out. And
you're helping out with some PSAs, and also you went over to Iraq and Afghanistan, and you said that just knocked it over the top. That's when you realized I got to help out. For example, some of the challenges they have, they come back, and their families were functioning without them. And some of those families are paying a price, but they all of a sudden, sometimes you feel like a third wheel. You say, wait a second, are they really helping with the emotional part of coming home? Mm-hmm. And, of course, 20% of the Iraq vets come back and end up getting divorced because people change. Yeah, it's a tough situation, I'm sure, when you find yourself in a wartime spot, and all of a sudden you come home and you've got to deal with your kids and the daily grind that you left behind, or that you kind of sacrificed to go and serve our country, and the family sacrifice as well. And I think what we're trying to do at the IAVA with supportyourvets.org is give people the tools to open the conversation, open the dialogue, so that they can start that repair and kind of get everybody back to their normal lives.
In fact, we were just seeing on the other side of the screen some of the PSAs that the IAVA has put together to start that conversation. What do you suggest to people, for all of the veterans' families that are listening right now? Where do you begin when somebody comes home?
Gosh, I'd probably say with patience. Understanding that it's a pretty incredible situation they'd found themselves in a war effort, and I think patience is the very first thing you can exercise, and then just a want to do something. I know that a lot of veterans coming home, they may not want to talk about it, they may not want to get into what they've been through, their experiences, but I think understanding that you want to get back to that happy family life. You both have that effort, the family and the friends, and then the vets coming home, then I think you'll be pointed in the right direction.
Milo, what was it like going over there, meeting the guys? You're the hero on the screen, and they're the ones doing it every day. Do they enjoy watching you and vice versa?
Yeah, it was incredibly humbling. I said to the USO, I said, look, I'm not a musician and I can't perform for these guys and gals, and I'm not a bombshell, so no one's going to want to look at me. What can I do? How can I kind of contribute and give back to these soldiers and really honor them? They said, look, you just being here and showing up is a huge thing. So for me, it was very humbling experience.
So we're going to watch your show on NBC, TiVo it, because I think Hannity's on. 9 o'clock on NBC. We watch Heroes. It's a great thing you're doing, Milo. And, of course, the website we've had up the entire time.
Great. Thank you very much for having that.
Thanks for being on, Milo.
Take care.
I wouldn't say no one wants to look at him. I think he was going over.
You could have jumped in, Allison. You didn't, though. You let him finish.
Let's look a little longer. Okay, that's fine. Thanks, Milo.